To a big surprise, who would have guessed? Cinder is back. She's posted a message on Discord and everybody's wondering if she's back. Let's take a look at this video because she's come back after a long hiatus and see what is going on. What is people speculating? What's happening?
Okay, so it's been quite a while since we talked about Sinder and the whole situation that has gone on, but it seems like we do have an update on it, with Sinder actually coming back for a couple of messages, which I think is absolutely great.
Yeah.
Because obviously it just shows people that obviously she is okay, despite everything that has happened. Obviously, as I said, you guys can have your own opinions either way or other. I don't really care at this point, but obviously it seems like she has been emerging in her community now, which I kind of wanted to obviously make you guys aware about, and also talk about the potential of a return as well, because obviously
I think she should return personally. Like, again, I think everybody should be held to their own opinion if they dislike Cinder or hate her or whatever for what she did. I think that that's the business between her friends and everything, and I think what she did and said that was absolutely shitty, and response was probably the worst thing of it all. Like, honestly, I think the whole scenario is awful, but hopefully what I'm praying for is that Cinder just reflects and gets better out of it. In the end of the day, I'm not the individual I will sit there and pray on people's downfall and hope, like, sit there with a pitchfork hoping that they always gone after they don't want to fuck up. Everybody's human, everybody fucks up, everybody does stupid stuff. So in my opinion, I think that if Cinder can come here and she can redeem, like, she can herself, she is herself reflected on it and trying to do, I don't know, do good to the people she's harmed, and just generally try to be a little bit understanding of the situation, like, because she didn't seem understanding of the apology at all. And I don't really mind her coming back. Like, it's up to her, and it's up to the people that are watching her. Like, I mean, if you like her, you watch her. If you don't like her, you don't watch her. It's not more complicated than that.
That is a conversation that a lot of people have been bringing up. Now, obviously, this was the first post. If you don't know, yesterday was Cinder's birthday. So again, obviously, a lot of people were wishing her happy birthday. I think also the Discord opened up a channel literally just for birthday wishes. So obviously, a lot of people have been sending them over and just being very supportive.
Also, you can see, like, there's not that many reactions, right? So she's already taken a massive blow. Even if she comes back, it doesn't mean like she's going back to the same number she has. She lost a lot of fans, a lot of viewers. So it doesn't really, like, in the end of the day, she kind of has to rebuild herself in some form or manner. And she definitely has to rebuild new relationship within content creators. I mean, I think that this is regardless damage her for the rest of her, like, life when it comes to her branding. But should she be tarnished and, like, always pushed away rest of her life for fucking up? Like, it's not even a small fuck up, it's a big fuck up, and it's awful. Again, you be held to your own opinion, but even if she returns, she will still have a hard time getting back. She needs to gain back the respect of new people or the old people.
Then obviously Cinder actually responded to this, saying thank you for the...
Probably never get back to the same level she before. Yeah, definitely. No, she won't. Unless something different happens, like something big happen.
Birthday wishes.
What exactly happened here? The short way of answering is that she basically so how to explain to someone that doesn't really understand VTubers, we have a model, right? She basically captivated and held one of the artists that worked on her stuff to not work on her friend's stuff, to sit, and she also made sure that sat there and badmouthed it business wise and sabotaging other friends, close friends, businesses, and potential work with editors, etc. And it all looked awful. And her response was literally, I blame this on my boyfriend, which is my manager, and blah, blah, blah. And it didn't take any reflection on or any kind of accountability or what the hell she was doing. She was manipulating somebody. She was just awful for a friend, and she was awful to people business-wise. She was fucking up people business-like and money-wise. This is people's livelihood. And she didn't really reflect on it at all. So it was like, this was disgusting. It was awful. It was not good at all. And that's the shortest way and easiest way for me to explain it. But just understand that she, close partner and colleague, she basically just fucked him over. That's what she did.
Hard. And obviously there's been a lot of emos and stuff. People were very happy to see her back. Now, obviously, this is the second time that we've seen Cinder back since the entire thing went on. And obviously, yeah, it's insane to see her, you know, back. I don't know, it just feels weird. But at the same time, you know, I'm not too against it. I think that obviously...
Yeah, if you want to know the full context, I've already made 2 big videos on it. So you can always watch that.
You know, although Cinder did some pretty bad stuff, right? You know, if she was to come back to the community, I think that, you know, as long as she doesn't do any of the stuff that she tried to pull last time,
Yeah.
then, you know, I don't really care. Like me personally, I'm not gonna like watch her, but you know, if other people want to go back
I'll
and
check
watch
her out.
I think that's not really much of a big deal. I mean, it's been months, let's be real. Obviously, you know, I wouldn't blame a lot of the people affected by a lot of the stuff that's gone on for not interacting with her if she was to come back. I think that's totally okay. But if she wanted to come back and maybe just do her own thing or whatever, and people wanted to support her, then I think she could, you know, obviously, who am I to obviously stop her from coming back? And the same for anybody else as well. But again, I do think it is pretty interesting. And obviously, yeah, as I said, this is the second message we've seen. We also saw another one a couple of months ago. Obviously, you know, her just putting out a message in her Discord again. She also put out a second message as well, which was just a much shorter one of a just a crying emoji and a heart for everybody saying happy birthday in a VC chat. And obviously, a lot of people have been, you know, saying stuff that's awesome to see. Fingers crossed she will return soon. So obviously, a lot of people have been hoping that she will return. Now, is this a sign that Sinder will come back? No, I don't think this is. I don't think this is a case where Sinder will be returning super soon, and this is essentially an admission of that she will be back. But I do think it is a step forwards. I think it is a step forwards to her returning, with the fact that obviously, you know, she is now interacting with people on her account again, which is something that she was not doing before. It seems like she's getting...
It is one step forward, basically, to being more active online with her branding, because she's basically just completely... she's ignored it, not used it, because she's been basically tarnished. Like everybody's giving her negative response if she even says anything or does anything. So the fact that she's opened up and said something is one step forward to being back again and active. Will she be back in a month? Probably not. Will she back in a year? Maybe, perhaps it will take time. And if you hate her, you don't watch her, you don't need to consume her content. There's thousands of streamers, and trust me, there's thousands of VTubers every month coming in and showing up, and they have 1 viewer in 0 years. So go give a view of that, or go watch the people that were hurt from it. You don't need to watch Sinder. If she lives and does something, it is what it is. Let her go on. You can ignore her and move on. But the point B is that I think it will take time before Sinder comes in, and I don't think it has to do with the fact that she has to show anything to anybody else than herself. That I think the only thing she's fighting now is herself, really. Like the only thing she has to battle is their own decisions and whatever she's contemplating behind closed door. Or just watch Adley instead. Yeah, if I stream.
More comfortable with obviously speaking on it and you know, talking to her community. I mean, you know, a lot of her community have been very supportive of her despite everything, you know. And you know, even in the community itself, I have talked to some people, you know, there are some people that don't really like what happened, right? But they still will support her, and same thing the other way around. They, you know, they think that obviously you know, she was in the right in that situation, and they also still support her. There's multiple angles to this, really, and there's a lot of people that are still supporting her to this day, and including obviously you know, due to the birthday, they actually set up a big kind of hype train on her offline chat, which is, I completely forgot someone could actually do this.
Yeah,
by the way, I think it is kind of crazy that it's even happened. But you know, they got a level 32 hype train, which is kind of hard even on like a normal stream. Like someone actually streaming can struggle to get to a level 32 hype train, but they managed to do it in the offline chat, which is pretty insane.
Well, you need to understand, with VTubers, everybody's used to a VTuber making a subathon whenever they go live. So there are some diehard fans that will be prepared to have some kind of gift. And I assume this is the case, at least whenever you're a larger streamer like this, so you probably have a bunch of them that are probably ready to give you a gift. And if everybody's giving like 5 subs, well, I mean, and you have like thousands of viewers, I mean, everybody giving 5 subs is going to push you quite a while. So yeah, it's usually the case, because it's mostly a norm that people tend to have subathons during their birthday as a VTuber.
And obviously, I'm guessing this was for her birthday. Obviously, they said that's more than twice of our previous record on the offline chat. So again, obviously, I'm assuming they've tried this once before. And yeah, it seems like they've absolutely smashed their record there. They said you didn't just show up, you exploded with love, support, and sheer power. From subs to cheers, from heartfelt messages to roaring emotes, you came together in one unforgettable wave of celebration for Cinder's birthday. This wasn't just about a number, it was a message. We're still here, we still believe, we still care deeply. Thank you to every single one of you who joined, cheered, subscribed, or simply shared the moment you turned a birthday wish into a blazing reality. Let's carry this energy forwards, not just for today, but every single day. And obviously, yeah, I think the Pyro Pop Center has been very good in terms of, promoting positivity in the community. They haven't been, about negativity or stuff, which a lot of obviously people have been, which I think is great. I think the Pyro Pop Center is doing a great job, obviously bringing the community together, despite the very disjointed time, because again, it can be pretty hard, especially with the whole stuff that went down, and obviously people would feel quite disjointed, had nowhere to go. And I think, pages like the Pyro Pop Center and also the moderators over at the Discord for Sinder have been kind of rounding everybody up and, obviously keeping everybody as a community despite Sinder, not
That's
streaming
good.
at the moment. So again, I do think it is a very interesting situation. Now, obviously, as I said, I know a lot of you guys are very mixed on your thoughts about Sinder and her coming back. As I said, me personally, as long as she just kind of sticks to herself and doesn't interact with anybody that doesn't want to be interacted with, then I think it's fine. I think that honestly, she could do whatever the hell she wants. And obviously, as long as she actually, changes her ways in terms of, what has happened previously, then I definitely think that there is a chance for her to come back here. But again, obviously that doesn't mean it's going to be accepted by everybody. It's probably going to be met with a lot of backlash from many people, which
I'll be real, I think that we need to get past this hateful way Vtuber community deals with it, and I think this thing more sticks around on Twitter than anything. Once I stopped using Twitter, I barely saw any hateful VTubing stuff. And it's so exhausting. It's just ugly to look at. It makes everybody look bad. I don't think people should, if you don't like someone, stop looking at them. But this community area, like, it's not even everybody, but there's a large percentile of the community that are riling with hate. They're jealous and often wants to use that jealousy to try to get more attraction on themselves, either by lying or trying to take anything that they could put a pitchfork on and go just blast them. And it's so tiresome, and it makes people just leave and stop talking. I mean, obviously you have big streamers that don't even want to talk to other VTubers or don't want to just sit there and do their own things because they see this all the time. Whenever you've seen enough of this kind of attitude, you just don't even want to interact with them. Like, think about for one moment how, like, if I reflect on myself, how many fucking VTubers have I interacted with? Barely any. How many actual streamers do I personally know for years or just generally have met through this year and are friends with now? A fuck ton. Why is that? I wonder. Maybe it's because of all of this bullshit that people have to focus on constantly. All this negativity that everybody want to deal with. Like, it's like you're living as a 16-year-old high school drama every time you open up Twitter, and it's stupid. It's annoying. Nobody want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it, so I haven't used it's soon over a year I haven't used Twitter, and like I bet that the same shit is still going on.
It's totally understandable as well, because a lot of people were, pretty heavily affected, hearing a lot of the stuff that was going on. So I can also understand the fact that, there is a lot of people that will not like her to come back, and that is, totally okay. You're totally okay to think that as well. So again, I think either way, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. And, if you are someone that is very invested in this situation, then maybe, just take a step back for a minute, because again, I do think that at the end of the day, we now know what, Sinder did back then. If you don't want to interact with her, then you can just kind of move on. And then if not, then you can interact with her stuff. But even then, I think that it's a very interesting kind of thing going on. But again, I just kind of wanted to report on that kind of, I guess, like Sinder sighting. It's almost like spotting Bigfoot, because again, obviously it's been a long time since she has talked properly in the chats and things like that, and obviously a lot of people are very excited. People saying, I'm sorry that we have people that are just saying mean things, but just can't ignore them, it's not worth the time, that she's okay, happy birthday to the Hellhound herself. They wait, is she returned, or is this an automatic message? I don't think it is an automatic message. I think this is a manual message, but obviously it doesn't mean that she's returned in any fashion, even though people were saying that, oh god, Sinder's coming back, and all this is happening again. It could be like another year or 2 years until we see her come back.
I don't think we'll see her this year.
That's even if she does in the first place. Like,
yeah,
we don't know what she's thinking. She hasn't expressed any.
She's kind of done. Like this. The thing is that, like, I want Sinder to come back. Like, and I'm not like a mega fan or anything in any sort of way, but I don't think I know as a somebody that is like, when I have time being a content creator, right? what I do, I see like people have a great time and enjoy their time. Sometimes people have a bad day. You do the stream and you hear something, this has changed their mood. They made them feel better. What I understand is that Sinder does a stream and she has hundreds of people watching her. I don't think she'll have thousands anymore because like I think she's tarnished her reputations and good for a while. But there's a lot of people enjoying it. So I don't see why I should prey on her removing that goodness and entertainment for some people that need it. I think that if I think she should come back and entertain the audience she has or the new audience she'll create. And it will just be better for everybody. I think too many people keep being told that to network all the time, which it just becomes leeches and drama. A lot of people are told always to network. At least in VTuber community, because the community goes in a circle. So a lot of smaller VTubers tends to network and they do content and they try to follow for follow. They try to do collabs, small collabs, and there's one big streamer and then the biggest streamer that has like 50, 70 viewers or whatever. Everybody gets on their ass. And then you have the circulation and you just need to do more and more collabs and assuming this will do you good, but the reality it won't do shit. And like in the end of the day, like, I mean, it's good to know people that has the same interest and good to talk to them because it's very helpful. I wanted to talk to them. Like shit, how am I going to say this? But like, again, I've known some streamers for years before I even streamed. I've known the biggest streamer, a couple of the biggest streamer and the biggest streaming org for years before I started streaming myself. Like I know them, like, and I'm doing pretty well in real life as well. So it's not like when I started streaming, I was like, oh my goodness gracious, I'm talking to someone famous and I'm going to make money. Yes, that's awesome. That's not my thing. But when I started streaming, like in a month, I had my favorite VTuber streamer talk about me on stream. And I think that was a grateful enough thing for that. I didn't think in myself, oh my God, I want to collab with this guy. I want to do it. Even though a lot of audience want to push that, it wasn't really on my mind. I just want to say hi. And the same was with other people that I looked up to in VTubing space. They also said hi to me and interacted with me. And that's awesome. Like taking that step from a big streamer to a small streamer, I think that's cool. And I think that in some ways, I mean, I feel like I praise this a lot, but I can't praise it enough, is that a lot of big streamers they have like, there's like this weird thing where they can't, it always gets weird when they interact with a smaller individual or smaller streamers. So they tend to not do that often. And I think that those situations can often get awkward. It's hard for me to explain, but it can often get awkward and weird. And that's why they don't really do it that often. It could cause the other smaller streamer harm and then they have to deal with it or blah, blah, blah. I don't think they often think about the leeches or drama part. They think about the drama part. They don't think about leeches part. But for VTubers, I think that once you get like to a bit bigger ceiling, maybe there's some people that will feel the leeches. They will only be interested because of the numbers, blah, blah, blah. But the reality is that even if you talk to know or collab with a big streamer, those things are not really going to help a fucking anything for your audience or yourself if you're not entertaining yourself. So you gotta, like, those things don't really matter that much. Don't make sense. I feel like I'm yapping, but I'm definitely yapping. But yeah. What you say is not beautiful. Silence, remain quiet. Twitter, no, I don't think I will. Yeah, true. I mean, if you don't have anything good to say, you just shut up. But a lot of people likes to speak their mind and be assholes, and that's the problem. I mean, I have so much going on in life, you know. Like streaming and content creation is my bliss, my way of turning off my brain and not thinking about the real life and other things going on, you know. And this is I am Adley now, right? I'm not like myself. I'm not like with all of this stuff. Like I'm a random dude just yapping. I'm not in the position I'm in like otherwise, you know what I mean? So I'm like a completely different way. I'm being treated completely differently, and it's great. It's amazing. It's good to have those kind of things. And I think that whenever you have that view on things, you will be less stuck up on these negative thoughts and ideas like leeches, drama, and hatefulness on the internet. You find those things more tiresome because you don't really have the time for it.
Plans or any kind of decisions on how she's going to move forwards, whether that is continuing to stream or not, and when that is, if it is even happening. So again, obviously a lot of people speculating about things, but again, Sinder has not said anything about a return yet. And again, it could be in 2 years time, or it could be in the next 2 weeks, it could be in the next 2 months, it could be in the next 5 months. You never know. Again, it's one of these situations that is very confusing for a lot of people, but again, it seems like she is starting to get slowly more comfortable with posting in her community and talking to her community itself. So again, maybe that is a sign that things are starting to get a little bit better for her in terms of coming to terms with everything that has happened and potentially looking at a comeback. But again, obviously, as I said, you know, you're entitled to your own opinions about this kind of stuff, and I totally understand pretty much any kind of argument from this side, to be fair, from any side, to be fair, whenever it comes to Sinder's return, because I know it is a very heavy topic. But again, obviously, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this, because again, I'm very interested in what you guys have to say about this. But again, obviously, it seems like currently it's all positivity, it's all great, and you know, it's just all birthday wishes at the moment. So again, there's nothing to really you know, put your pitchforks up about or anything like that. You know, obviously, there's no need for that. You know, a lot of the time, again, it's literally just a nice happy birthday celebration for Sinder.
Even he has to say it, because he knows
some pretty insane records, which I think is great.
Everybody
for a lot of
knows
the Power Pubs that you know, have been celebrating that. So yeah, I mean, great overall for them. Obviously, as I said, not so great for the people that don't like this kind of stuff. Again, you know, as I said, entitled to your own opinion. I don't really care at this point. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSubs, use my code Kazahana, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there.
True, bro. But like, again, like, I think happy birthday for her. She had a great day. I think that if Sinder comes back, she should just like stream and talk on Discord. Don't touch Twitter or whatever. Just deal with your own community. Deal with your own community and make your content for them and stick to that. But yeah, Random Wolfman on the internet, that's me. But yeah, you tell me down below what you think. Do you hate Sinder? Do you like Sinder? What do you think about her returning? Like the video if you enjoyed. It's up to the channel if you want to watch more. And if you want to come and join me, you are free to come on, join me live on twitch.tv/attilleegames. I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.